consider myself a experiencer of depression and anxiety. And I mean, I think everyone pretty much experiences depression and anxiety. It's the different tiers, like there's different levels to it, right?
Tell me what I'm gonna do. Baby, I'm about to show you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Stephanie B, aka Umi, and I absolutely would have brought my tripod if I knew that I was going to be recording this beautiful vlog today. I had no idea. Yes, King. I was just sitting here and felt the pull to talk about something that I've been actually wanting to talk about for a little while: anxiety and motherhood. We'll talk a little bit about depression as well too. You guys have been following me for some time. You know that I consider myself a experiencer of depression and anxiety. And I mean, I think everyone pretty much experiences depression and anxiety. It's the different tiers, like there's different levels to it, right? And I think that we all continue to have it. I don't think it's something that ever kind of goes away. We learn how to address our triggers, become aware of our triggers, and then we also adopt our different philosophies as to what it means to us. One of the observations that I had after giving birth, after becoming a mom, after transitioning into Umihood, motherhood, I realized that depression and anxiety wasn't something completely unfamiliar. This was something that I experienced before. However, after giving birth, it was different. It shifted. And because I was so in tune with my body even more, after carrying and after creating a human, it started to expand more. And literally right after I pushed King out, I knew something was different. My body felt different. Maybe one day I'll share my birthing journey with you all, myself and Ninj. Maybe we'll share it with you guys. If you don't know, Ninj is my partner. If we are open to it, maybe one day we'll share it. However, right now, I don't know if that's something that I want to be completely open with you guys about. I do share bits and pieces as I'm comfortable. If you all follow me on other platforms and even on here, you know that my perspective is much more of a spiritual perspective and intuitive, and I practice being in tune and understanding what not only my body is telling me, but also what the spirit that's inside of my body is telling me. So for me, depression and anxiety, those are all signs that our spirit is starting to become more aware of, like, that it's in a body, like it's being contained almost. The reaction that happens for me is I want to dream much more. I'm a Cancer, I'm a water sign. The dream world is really my first world. And as someone who is extremely intuitive, I dream a lot and I love dreaming, and therefore dreaming and loving dreaming. I'm a Taurus moon as well too, so I love to sleep. Like, I love to be comfortable. I love to be under fuzzy blankets, and I just even if I'm not tired, I just love to be like snuggled up under some blankets and just like chilling. So, and that's another, I'll share that with you guys after.
You just want to snuggle with me when you don't want to sleep?
I do want to snuggle with you when I don't want to sleep.
Then I come out all the way in the door and say, what? Snuggle with you?
Yeah, you do. You do that all the time, huh?
And then I come and snuggle.
Oh, I love your snuggles, baby.
My snuggles are for real.
This what? Stinky snuggles. You funny, King.
Because I love you to be stinky and me to be stinky.
You love everybody.
And daddy to be stinky.
You want us all to be stinky?
I want Saw to be stinky
And Angie, you're so funny.
and
Project. And Daddy's brother. So one of the and Megan, all the people you love, and Auntie Meeks, everybody. So I love being in the dream world. I love having dreams. I love letting my body drift off, and my spirit loves it as well too, because that's how I speak. That's how I get back in touch with the world that we don't see with our physical eyes, cosmos, the infinite, like just out where we go when we astral project. If you don't know what astral projecting is, I'll put it right here so you can see it. You love the ether?
I love Easter.
Yeah, ethers and the stars and the cosmos. So that place that we go to when we travel, when we allow our bodies to just receive the messages and go back to where babies come from, where we came from at one point before we came on this physical world. So into this physical world, right? And when we come back, we have so many tools to be able to give to the physical world, because we're like, look at, this is all the stuff that I got. So to me, that's where I go. And when I start to drift away like that, I sleep more, right? And in the physical world, this is what we consider depression. You start to sleep a little bit more. You start to feel more lethargic. You don't have as much energy in the physical world. And, you may or may not lose your appetite. You are probably not wanting to participate, the regular stuff that they say on the survey paper, like you may not want to participate in activities. Your energy, your motivation and inspiration to do anything in the physical world is like a grain of rice. So when our bodies go to that place of kind of checking out, some of those things happen. As a mom, having to go to that space of wanting to sleep more, wanting to not be social, losing my appetite, things like that happen, it can be super tricky because I have a family to feed, and if I'm not feeling like eating, then what are the chances that I'm going to, want to feed my family, if my lack of motivation isn't there? And if I'm feeling low in energy, what are the chances of me getting up to be able to even care for myself, let alone my family, right? So it becomes super, super tricky when you are experiencing depression and it's showing up like that for physical humans as a mom, right? And some of the things that I put into place, some of the tools that I utilize when I know that I am feeling depressed, I definitely am more mindful about my vitamin intake and also my nutrition. I'm mindful about that in general, but especially when I'm starting to kind of check out physically and kind of like, roam in the spiritual world, right? So when I am doing that, becoming more mindful about my nutrition, becoming more mindful about the environment that I'm in. So definitely making sure I get more air, even though sometimes you don't want to get up, you don't want to get out, you don't want to do anything, but getting out and getting air and putting your feet in the grass and really grounding yourself, right? So since I have a spiritual perspective and a spiritual approach to depression and anxiety, I utilize spiritual modalities and tools to be able to comfort myself as well too in the midst of this occurring. So sometimes it can last a few months. The first time I experienced it lasted a few months because it was literally like I was floating in another place and I didn't know how to come back into my body, if that makes sense. I didn't know how to come back down and ground myself. And that's where the whole concept came from for me. Your root chakra, that chakra is our first chakra. That's our foundation. That's our anchor. Because we're in nature, baby.
Why do they want to live in nature too?
Because we share nature with the flies, with the insects, with the bugs. We share nature with them.
Why?
So our root chakra is what keeps us grounded. It's the foundation. It's what keeps us here on this earth. It is our first chakra that formed as children. Ooh, it's windy.
Why is it just hard to wind blow?
It's just windy. The wind is cooling us down from the sun, baby. So
What was the sun saying?
the sun is, when that happens, right?
Go to do anything.
When we're feeling much more exhausted, or we're feeling like we're drifting away, like our spirit is kind of taking the wheel and wanting us to be able to dive deeper and allow our spirits to tell us what needs to be said. Because sometimes too that happens. Like, I strongly believe that depression is something, it's spiritual, it's a spiritual experience, and those who experience it on a deeper level than others, I think that it's a calling for you to embrace your natural gift, to be able to allow your spirit to drift away and then be conscious about it. Because I think it's the conscious realization of your spirit being aware that it's in a body, and like there are things that come outside of realizing that. Good job, buddy. Okay, go ahead, go up in there, see what's in the house. So in addition to being mindful of nutrition, being mindful of being out in nature, which may sound vague and redundant, but it does make a huge difference. There are different types of vitamins that can help assist your body, like vitamin D and minerals, that magnesium. If you are deficient into, go ahead, baby. If you're deficient in those minerals, then the chances of your body kind of reacting in that way, it's a little bit more extreme. So having a well-balanced nutrition and ensuring that you're getting all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs, it supports you in being able to let your spirit kind of drift and supports you in that process of it, right? So in addition to those two things, something else that I do is, it sounds very vague.
Mom, I put the signs out over here. Look, see? Look, I'm putting all the signs so you can come in.
Thank you, baby. You're unlocking it for me? You're the
I'm putting
sweetest.
all the signs so you can come in.
Thank you so much. Thank you, King. I appreciate you. So, good sliding, buddy. So, in the midst of doing that,
I'm
right?
going back in here.
Okay, go back in there. In the midst of doing that, ensuring all of those things, something else that I do is I write a lot. So journaling, and then also I do these vlogs so that I can watch and see myself. So I'm like, oh wait, that's me. Like that is me in the camera. Spirit sees my physical body. Like, okay, this is the body that I'm in. I know it sounds really weird, you guys, but this is how I thrive through. And listening to those things that I put into place and listening to my voice here, it brings me back here down to earth. It's like my anchor. Thank you for passing me your shirt, baby, and not throwing it on the floor. So there's that. I write things down, so I keep notes for myself to kind of help me. So when I'm not all the way physically here, grounded on earth,
Hey, Mr. Sun.
I have notes put in place to remind me of the things that I do to ground myself, or remind me of the things that I do to thrive on earth, right? So for example, having all of like our tidy intentions, King's Rhythm, which by the way you can download on my website for free to get an inside peek of how I kind of thrive through my home, and tidy intentions, why I call it that versus like a schedule. I use the word schedule, but
1, 2, and then hop all the way up.
go ahead, baby, hop all the way up. Something to even think or marinate about, something that you have to extremely adopt to, because it's my belief and not yours. So I would just love to know what are your thoughts on depression? What is your philosophy behind it? I know that's a lengthy question. So let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Don't forget to hit like and also subscribe to my channel if you enjoy seeing me share my intuition into wisdom. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.